Hello everybody, today we're gonna do a little video analyze between two skaters that I like a lot actually. Jouette, the French skater, specialist from point race mainly and some marathons on the left here, and Felix Ryan skating for power slide on the right, and also a specialist of a point race and marathon. So I select two little sequence we had in a training this summer, last summer in Netherlands. There were a couple of races, and so we could train there. And we had a training camp with Power Slide, and we invite also Jimmy Jouette, who was in the same area for the moment, so he could join some training, and he stayed with us for a few sessions. Here, what is quite interesting to see first is the timing of these two skaters. So let me jump back to the beginning of the sequence. I select the moment just before the landing of the skates, if everything goes good. So basically I took the same starting moment at the moment where the skate touched the ground, so you can see already a difference. You can see here Jimmy is having his skate landing almost flat, maybe a little bit on the heel maybe, and on the right side you can see Felix is clearly on the heel for his right skate here. So let's start the sequence and see how similar is the timing from the two skaters. The way they bring back the legs is almost in the same timing. The landing you see on the other legs, almost same things, same distance of the push at this moment. So it's a different technique but very similar timing, and like I like to say in many of my videos, for me the timing is more important than the technique. So of course, if when you're a top skater you want to have both, but if you had to choose, it would be more important to work on the timing. And you see here in basically one complete strike second, so they push one time from the right, one time from the left. Almost the same timing is happening for these two skaters, so it's super interesting. And let's show also that the timing at top level is very similar. The timing at top level is very important. So all the good skaters, they probably have a very similar timing between the gliding, the push, the return of the legs. Everything is quite much doing in the same moment. You see here after two strokes they are almost still doing the same. So let's go back from the beginning of this sequence. It's a little bit slow with the computer because it's heavy to manage the two videos at the same time plus the software, but we could see first difference here with the landing part is clearly a little difference. If I look at the pushing moment here, you see on Jimmy he's kind of breaking the ankle, we say. It's like when we say this when the ankle is not really in line, let's say. I will try to draw something to show you this. So I will use this tool, which is not perfect for this, but this angle here is it's breaking, so it's not really doing the push. I like when it stays more in line here, so it has to be a little longer but not so much. I think it's better when it's more like what Felix is doing. I think he has a more efficient push because here is more aligned with the tibial bone. So that's quite a point that I think that is important in the push. Here Jimmy is doing a better landing, but Felix is doing a better push. I think he has a better efficiency at this moment. So next part, let's go a little after. You see Jimmy here on the left is taking, I think also I will use the same tool basically, not really like this. Yes, he's taking more angle when he's landing, So this is what I want to show here. And Felix, remember we are in the same timing at this moment, so it's quite interesting to see this, even if it's not so easy to collect the data here. So basically you can see that Jimmy is falling a little more. So remember in the double push video, the timing between the fall is super important. If you fall too fast, basically I think it's a way to save more energy, but it's also sometimes harder to control the technique. So here I would give a good point to Felix. I would say he is in a better falling control compared to Jimmy. Let's go a little more. Let's go in the neutral moment. Neutral moment that would be here, let's say when the hip is over the skate. Okay, so when the hip is over the skate here, basically it's not really a moment where we can push. It's just a transition moment, and they are almost in the same timing. Maybe Felix is a little bit in advance with his back leg, with the free legs, so it's also a little better point, I think, from Felix there. I would think it's better. So it's a wrong drawing here, but it will be disappear. So you see landing of the other leg, almost the same. Clearly here we can see that Jimmy is falling much earlier than Felix. So Felix has much more power in the double push. For me, I like much more when it's like what Felix is doing now, staying super line here, falling later here. On Jimmy you see he's already falling, so it's much harder to apply a strong double push. I think in this moment I give also a good point to Felix for this technique part. It's still super effective what Jimmy is doing, but he's missing his double push, I think, from this part. Here you see we have one complete sequence, almost the same things. I really like this position of landing from Jimmy here. So for example, the orientation of the skate here, if let's say that this is straight in the direction of the road, here you see the landing is, we call it close. So if the direction was here, that would be open. If it was straight, that would be neutral. And here is landing close, in a closed position, so it really helps to start the double push. So this is very good. I really like this. And of course Felix is doing the same also here. He is using the same technique here. It's maybe it's hard to see with those videos because don't look really so much the angle position, but just remember that it's really close from the landing. So very good from these two skaters here. One other part we can look in a similar circumstance is how open then is the push during the side push. So remember, we want to push on the side as much as possible, and if the skates stay, let's say, parallel to the other one or to the direction you want to go, it's quite a good point. And here they are doing also a very good job with this. They don't really open the skates so much, so very good push from both of these skaters. I don't talk so much about the position, but they are both super aerodynamic and doing almost the same. So check again the timing. Now it's a little better, let's say, from Jimmy. Almost the same thing, almost the same position of the skate. Very similar technique and timing at this moment. We can see also that Felix is more active with the hip and his body weight. He's really bringing more power into the ground compared to Jimmy to prepare the push. So it's very nicely done actually. Here you can see almost the same timing again, and let's finish the sequence in the landing. You see it's summary, very good line with the ankle, knee, hip, shoulders almost in the same line. Here also kind of the same, ankle, knee, hip, shoulders almost in the same line. I like I say before, the landing position is closed at the landing, so it's really good here. Almost, you can see that it's pushing almost totally to the side, just little break in the ankle position. This is his little weak point, let's say, from Jimmy in this area. And up, we can see here, and if I jump into Felix's video, you see it's more straight here, little better for this position. So that's a quite nice example with these two skaters. Quite similar technique, but when you look in details with some little tools like this, we can see that there are still actually a lot of different details that influence a lot the technique. And when 98% of the movement is the same, at the end, in the result, the last 2% you have to gain, it creates a huge difference. So that's why also in those little details, Felix is still much faster compared to Jimmy in the marathon. He will he's getting much better results. But this last 2% of work, it takes years to solve this, but it's super interesting to work on it. I know Jimmy quite well, and we have super nice discussion about technique and training. He's a guy who is always interested in looking for this 2% of detail. So if he keep going, I'm quite sure that in few years he will solve this and be also one of the top skater at the world level. Thanks for following, and see you in another similar video in few days probably. Bye bye.